In this Halo Wars 2 match, I'm going to be trying the control gameplay style, playing as the Covenant leader as Pavium. Now what's the control playstyle? That's when you have more flow and dictation over the game. You take the engagements, you take the disengage, and try to get the enemy in a bad position as a whole. Down below is the matchup, and with a perfect example so far, we have already taken out 2 Marines, or at least we're working on it, at the very beginning of this game. That means we have more vision and we have more control so far in the early game in dictating the direction that we want to go ahead and go. Now, I have spent a lot more time trying to improve my editing and as well as trying to improve the quality videos of Halo Wars 2 as a whole, because I love this game so very much. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, leave down a comment on what else you want to go ahead and see. And now let's go ahead and get back to the game. So right now we have 2 UNSC on the right hand side. We have just scouted the enemy, and now we're going to have a build order that's going to show up on the left hand side that shows the timestamp and the build order in which each building was completed. And so we are very focused supply heavy, as well as trying to get more choppers out because of the fact that we are going against a forge. And yellow so far looks like they're going pure economy, which is a little bit concerning if we're not going to be pressuring them. They're going to get ahead of the game economically. So for us, we want to try and establish a second base, as well as continue to make choppers, because we know red is going to be coming out with a hero, which will be a little bit problematic if we do not have enough choppers to deal with the forge hog. Second base is now established. Yellow has shown that they are going for an armory themselves. And this does mean that we will be getting some hero play on the enemy side, and we will be getting hero play probably on our side as well. At least on my side, there's not going to be any hero coming out anytime soon because the chopper production is fully underway. Yellow's going to go ahead and try and work on the nodes in the middle of the map. Light blue just pinged that there was a expansion base taken on the right hand side by orange. And here we go, the forge hog has shown up, but we do have plenty of choppers. So we're going to come in with the ram, and we're going to go ahead and target the forge hog. One more ram should do it. We get it. A transport comes in and it's going to save the Marines, but we were able to take out the forge hog. And this is what I mean by trying to take control of the game. We knew they're going forge hog, so we made the excellent counter going chopper, and we were able to eliminate and set back red quite a bit because of it. Now orange does have quite an army on the right hand side, and yellow is playing as Serena, so it's going to be a little bit problematic trying to capture these nodes, especially since it's going to be a little bit cold to do so. Now besides that horrible pun that was made, chopper production is going to continue. We know where the armory is at. Can we go ahead and be advantageous with our army and see if we can catch the forge hog coming out of there and kill it before it's able to rejoin with its army? Burnout leader point is being used. We're going to try and micro our chopper to keep it alive, but that was some poor micro. But ice drop is coming in by the Serena, which means we need to go ahead and fall back for now. But we're going to go ahead and try and catch up on the power game because of the fact that we only built 1 generator. So now we're going to have 3. We're going to have it upgraded. We are on tech 1 a little bit, but because of the fact we set them back a little bit by getting rid of their hero, we're easily making up this power loss that we had at the very beginning of the game. But red still making a whole bunch of Marines, and now the forge hog is going to be out. We're going to retreat for now and wait for that opportunity to go ahead and see if we can kill that forge hog. 3rd gen is being upgraded. We're falling back for now. Multitasking skills is coming in to invite my friend that wanted to join the party. There we go, shout out to the mass airman himself, but he actually has been doing less mass air. We finally been trying to convince him to do other stuff, and he's been doing an excellent job. But speaking of which, forge hog wide move comes in, and we got ourselves more rams coming in on the forge hog. Can we get rid of it? We lost a little bit of choppers, but it looks like we're going to get rid of the forge hog. Scatter bomb comes down and it gets rid of so many units. That is incredibly unfortunate. 1 chopper comes out, but a kill-tacular is going to be awarded to the forge player with a great scatter bomb that was associated with that leader ability. We're now going into tech 2. We're going to get ourselves a 4th gen, and you're probably wondering, 4th gen, why are you doing that? Well, Covenant leaders in general, I feel like they need to have a 4th generator because they are more power dependent than supply dependent, especially if you're going to get reavers, you're going to get hunters. You're going to get elite rangers, and I still haven't got my leader out, so power is going to be very important, and unfortunately the other team has done an excellent job in power node control, controlling at least 4 out of the 5 that's on the map. It does look like our scout for the second expansion base for red will be eliminated. We're finally hitting Tech 2. Raid Camp will be coming in to try and deal with the warhogs that we have seen, so hunters are going to be very important. We're going to grab the second base because we have nothing else to spend our supplies on at the moment while our base goes ahead and gets upgraded. The right side of the lane is looking pretty good so far, with light green and light blue at least establishing their side of the lane, with a little bit of pressure going on by both orange and yellow on that engagement on that side of the map. The building is going to end up expanding to the additional slots. Mega turret, our first one so far in this game, is going to go ahead and start getting built, and the reason why it's built at that very top is because we are actually able to hit that expansion base at the top. Unfortunately, Jerome though is in a very tough situation over there. He may actually be taken out, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate if light green doesn't come to help, which looking at the mini-map, it's not looking like it. That leader is going to be gone, and there you go. We lost the leader. And it does look like red is being a little bit cheeky here, trying to scout with its marine or keep it in hold position to know when we're coming on over. But for now, we're still making hunters, and now there's some warhogs coming through, but we do have a hunter as a whole to go ahead and push these guys back. And it looks like we will be able to, but we're still not in an excellent spot yet. But our first mega turret has been completed, which is going to help with that ground support that we are so looking for. Meanwhile, on the right hand side of the map, light blue is getting a little bit double teamed between yellow and orange, and it does look like their base may be taken out if nothing is done about it so far, because green still isn't doing much. We got a second raid camp to get the infantry upgrades. We're going to get that sensor tower up as well, and finally our Pavium's going to start coming into play. Yellow is getting a third expansion base, and like I said, there's a good push happening on the right hand side, and because I'm seeing red transition over to go ahead and deal with the chopper, that's going to be my cue to see if I can get a push on this left hand side using mega turret support and see if we can get an opportunity to take out some units here. And there we go, we got some rams on the leader, but a scatter bomb's going to come down, and we're not going to fall for that same mistake once again. Our hunters aren't really streamlining over, which is a little bit unfortunate. It does look like this is going to be a sack for the choppers and nothing more than that. The right hand side of the lane isn't looking too well, which means I need to figure out a way to put more pressure on this left hand side so we can try and pull some enemies on over to our side to relieve some pressure on what's happening on this right side of the map. Green is finally being a lot more active in the map, but a little bit too late because it does look like light blue may lose their additional base. So mega turret is set up at least on 2 bases. We're going to get a shield gen. We have ourselves an army that's going to get substantially better, and now we're going to try and bait the enemy. So we have a hunter going ahead and capture the node, and we're going to set our other hunters on the left hand side, so if red tries to go in and tries to stop the capture from happening, we are going to be very cheeky right here. And there we go, we already got rid of one warhog. We're going to get rid of another one. Our ram's coming in, but is this the right engagement? Because right now all those warhogs are going to be taken out, and now I've noticed, hey, that's a hornet coming in on the left hand side. We're going to need some anti-air because this poor hunter over here is not even able to go ahead and do anything about this. So the shroud's going to provide the cloak in order for us to go ahead and capture this node. Second mega turret is coming in, and now Reaver production has started, and it does look like the air is also upgraded by red as well. Light blue is also on 1 base, which is a little bit problematic. So now we're going to put down a second foundry so we can continue production of the Reavers. We're going to have Pavium sit at the top so the mega turrets can come in and assist, and Pavium will get that additional upgrade that it needs to be a little bit stronger. And we're going to continue Reaver production. We're going to continue to work on Yellow's expansion base to see if we can start pulling some army on our side. Great Y move coming in from the Forge Hog, but our Reaver is still alive. And even though they are getting a little bit more air, we do have enough units that can go ahead and push back what they have. But it does show red is trying to get more air as a whole. And meanwhile, on the right hand side of the map, yellow's doing a pretty big push on the right hand side on light green, and light blue doesn't really have an army anymore because of that double team that happened. But as long as orange doesn't get involved right now, that lane should hold up for just a little bit longer. But hopefully, with the pressure that I have been applying, we can now start pulling armies over to our side of the map. But red has some other plans in mind. They're going to go ahead and hit the expansion base that's coming in. We do have Reavers heading straight to our expansion base. Burnout 2 is going to be ready, and we're going to put it on this base, which somehow missed the mega turrets. It would have been great if they were burned out, but we need to save this base. It's nothing where we're going to lose the base, but we kind of just don't want a situation where we're going to end up losing our extractors. Scatter bomb does come down, but another whip by them. They will get the shield gen, which will be nice by them, but they are going to lose some hornets, and it does look like the Forge Hog is going to get caught up as well. Will we be able to take it out? We're going to keep microing the hunters right in front of the Forge Hog to see if we can take it out. I don't know why that Pavium's not in hold position, but we're going to try and chase the Forge Hog, and the Forge Hog ends up escaping. But all we lost was a shield gen. That's not bad. We have the resources for it. But it does look like light green needs some supplies. So we're going to spread some supplies over to our teammates because we are at max pop, and it's important to be a team player. So now we're going for our push on this left hand side on red. There's a lot of good pressure happening by the enemy team, and if nothing is done, that lane is going to end up collapsing. And I know I have an opportunity here to take out at least the expansion base. Mega Turret's going to come down. Shrouds, they are so good. All my units are cloaked. He does not have a single detect. The Reavers are doing magnificent damage. We're just going to keep moving around with all units right now because we have the protection of the Shrouds. Meanwhile, yellow is sending a little bit of hornets and nightingales to try and help keep that base alive on yellow's third base. While we are now going to go ahead and go after red's army over here, because if we can take out red's army, there's not going to be anything left for contention for trying to pressure this left hand side. But orange is also attacking the right hand side too, which is a little bit problematic. Our Pavium's still doing okay, and we pushed red back just well enough such that he can't do anything about this. He's trying to keep his army alive, but we're microing our hearts out right now. Additional Reavers have come in to deal with the hornets that are there, and our Pavium's still doing good work. And looks like they're targeting down the locusts, which they are able to take out. But at what cost? They're losing all their hornets right now. Our engineers are also healing our army. Even if he ends up destroying our locusts, we still have enough building damage to take out the expansion base because of the hunters that are on the ground. And just like that, red has lost their expansion base. Now they are down to one base, just like how light blue is down to one base. So we've evened up the game just a little bit. We want to get rid of this mini base to stop the hero from coming out once again. And now look, orange has actually shifted over to try and deal with the Pavium because these mega turrets were a problem. So we're going to call in the Pavium drop in order to go ahead and take out as many units as we can and see if we can pressure red as well. This is definitely part of the control style because now we are dictating the flow of this game. They were able to do the double team on such a long time for light blue and light green, but now it looks like I am pulling both yellow and orange on yellow's third expansion base while also pressuring red's base. So there's a bunch of hornets right now, and we almost made suicide grunts by accident. But it does look like we need to fall back, but we apparently lost some units from whatever ability was used there, and because I did not see what was going on, we're not going to have a medal pop up, unfortunately. But we need to start falling back because we're not going to be able to do much damage left because of those turrets and because of the massive amount of units that are still on this left hand side, right? Yellow has a bunch of air units, and yeah, we have some Reavers, but we don't have enough to go ahead and deal with both red and yellow crashing down on us. So we're going to try and micro. They're focusing down on our Reavers, and we are doing some good damage here and there, but unfortunately there's just a lot of air. We don't have enough Reavers, so as we continue to try and retreat, we are dealing with so much problems on this left hand side. But if you look at the minimap, the right hand side is now getting double teamed by both light blue and green. So even though I'm getting double teamed right now, we are actually in an opportunity here to go ahead and take out the right hand side because they have come over to our side of the lane. So because of this, we're going to keep falling back. We're going to be okay. We have Reavers to go ahead and continue to deal with the anti-air that we need to deal with these Hornets. But while there's two people on our side, they both went to air. We're still making Reavers, and we're going to be just okay. At least I hope. And there we go. Enemy player disconnects. And because of that, this game will be coming to a close soon because Orange was left by themselves on that right-hand side because Red needed the assistance. So what needed to be done, Yellow did the right move, had to help him out, but he stayed on my lane a little bit too long. And now everyone else is going to be disconnecting, which means this game is going to be coming to an end soon. But I really hope you enjoyed this video so far. Before we go to the stats page, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you like what you have seen so far, just to help with the algorithm as a whole. I love this game so much and I want to continue to support it however way I can, especially those that love this game as well. So there is the victory. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. All in all, it was a solid close game where either lane could have collapsed. I had most units destroyed, but the economy by Yellow was just burning. They were doing so good on that economy side. Meanwhile, Red was lacking a little bit in regards to good army comp, and Orange was also doing a good job helping Yellow push the right hand side. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next Halo Wars 2 video.